Shadow of War's Endgame, Operation Blood Orchid in Rainbow Six Siege, and Unity Engine gets the Xbox One X treatment. We'll get into it in the breakdown. What's going on, people? It's your boy DaRealMastalin, and welcome to your daily dose. I know it's a little late, but you know, real life happens, so y'all be alright. But still gonna make sure I pop out the video. Normally I do this the day before. Real life happened yesterday too. It is what it is. So before we get started, 3 things real quick. I'm trying to make this video kind of quick since it's late, but 3 things real quick. First one, ride up on your category, bite that like button, subscribe here for more, hit that notification bell so you get notified every single time I drop a video. Now let's break it down. First up, we got the Endgame in Shadow of War, and like I've said many times, I'm a fan of Middle-earth Shadow of War, just like I was a Shadow of Mordor. Again, everybody, there's a cloud over it right now, but that hasn't stopped me from still being hyped for this game. It ain't gonna stop me from being hyped for this game. And they have an announced-ish, I guess more so through Eurogamer and other outlets that were adding a special event, that Shadow of War has an endgame mode. And basically what the endgame mode is called Shadow Wars, where every fortress that you took over during your gameplay, Sauron's army takes back. So they launch counter assaults. So you basically are defending your fortresses and your regions from counterattack by Sauron's army. And the way they say that it rolls out is they aren't endless, but they provide, you know, a good amount of endgame content, and everything rolls at you in waves. However, instead of it going wave 1, then wave 2, then wave 3, it just keeps rolling at you in a successive wave based on time. So if you're slow in getting the first wave out of there, the second wave is just going to keep coming. And as things get harder, they'll progressively get more and more enemies and more points to be taken over, just like if you're assaulting it, except for now everything is happening all at once and you're responsible for defending all of it. So it provides a nice little end-game content that'll provide longevity for the game. They also said that the Shadow Wars aren't endless. So once you have done enough stages of the Shadow War and you've defended and taken all the forts and kept them or whatever, then it will go into the true ending of Shadow of War, which leads directly into Lord of the Rings, and it'll explain Talion's role in between the Lord of the Rings lore and how it all works together, and what Sauron's army was doing the entire time that the Fellowship was being brought together. So if you're into Lord of the Rings lore, it'll answer some questions about that. If not, it'll just provide you some content for the endgame sequence once you have taken over and done everything in the first single player portion of the game. Now you'll have something to do once it's all said and done, because in Shadow of Mordor, once you did your last boss, the open world was still there, but there wasn't much in a way of what specifically to do, and this gives you something specifically to do. Also, if you end up dying or you end up failing to defend your fort, what'll happen is they'll capture your fort captain and they will take him hostage, and they'll take that overlord hostage, and you have to either mount a rescue mission or you can leave him to die. It's all up to you. That's the beauty of Shadow of War and its game modes. It's all player decision and you deciding what you want to do. But Shadow of War launches October 10th. I'm still excited about this game. I'm not gonna stop being excited about this game. I hope y'all are too. I hope you see the forest for the trees. Everybody gonna be mad, but it is what it is. If you personally don't want to play a game that I personally think is great, that's cool. If you do, this information was for you. Next up, we got Rainbow Six Siege. They have announced that there will be a new map and 3 new operators hitting Rainbow Six Siege this month. It'll hit on the 29th of August for season pass holders, and everybody else gets them a week later, like always, on the 5th of September. And it is called Operation Blood Orchid. So they are on the final phase, like I said last week, of Operation Health, and now they are moving on to finally season 3. So you get 3 new operators, 2 from Hong Kong, 1 from Sweden, I believe. That sounds about right. If it's not, I'll put it on the screen. But they have teased them. There's been leaks of various things that they can do. The two Hong Kong operators are Legion and Ying, and Ying has a cluster set of flash grenades, much like Fuse, except for their flash grenades, and they can be attached to walls or thrown, so you can use those however you see fit. Legion, he has a mine that's cloaked, and it'll inject somebody with a poison more or less that'll make them slower as well as injure them. It won't kill them from the leak that I've seen, and I think that's because it's more like a drone type thing that just provides a stun that'll slow them down a little bit. They haven't said exactly how much it is because, like I said, it's a leak, so it's not really one of those things where you know exactly what it does because they haven't provided the information, but you'll be able to see the full reveal coming up Gamescom on the 26th, because that'll be the actual finals for the Gamescom tournament that they're gonna have. If you need any new information, keep it locked here. I'll update y'all as soon as we get it. But Rainbow Six Siege is finally moving on to its new stage. If you're into that game, I'm sure you're extremely happy about that. And the final story, and this is real quick, the Unity engine, which is host to a lot of games today, announced that it added Xbox One X support to the engine, so it'll take advantage of all the console hardware. And I don't know why this would surprise anybody, considering Microsoft owns Unity. It's kind of one of those things that's expected. It's the same with Havoc. I expect that to have some Xbox One X enhanced modes and be designed for the system just because it's also owned by Microsoft. So Havoc will get a boost, I'm sure, in the next few weeks, even though Havoc is more 3D rendering, so it's more like VR, AR type things, and Unity is just a universally used engine for a lot of games out here. So I expect to hear of more Xbox One X enhanced games coming up just because Unity is such a big engine. They also announced last week that Unreal 4 supports the Xbox One X. So again, it's provisional, but it'll provide a boost for a lot of games that use that engine as well. And it'll be a native built-in boost. Just the Xbox One X hardware takes advantage of these certain parameters within these program limits, and it'll get a boost. Anybody who didn't see this coming, you just weren't looking. That's all the news I got for today. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me on this late night edition of The Breakdown. Holla at me on Twitter at DaRealMastalin or mixer.com/DaRealMastalin. I'll holla at y'all tomorrow, and I'm out.